From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update. Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
I'm Hannah Mordeau with your News 8 Daily 8 podcast. This is Tuesday, December 21st, and it's technically the first day of winter. It feels like it, too, outside. It's a cold start to the day, but there are clear skies and sunshine, so that helps. Warm up also is expected later on this week. We begin the day with some breaking pandemic stories. Up first, the U.S. Navy is sending a team here to Indiana to help IU Health Methodist Hospital with medical staff. This is a request from FEMA. The Navy says the team of 20 medical personnel includes nurses, respiratory therapists, and doctors. Another team is on their way to Wisconsin to help there too. Officials say there are 10 other teams working across the United States. Now to breaking news involving COVID in the sports world. The NHL is pausing all games for every team from tomorrow until Saturday after an increase in COVID cases. Move postpones 5 additional games scheduled for Thursday, but brings the total number of rescheduled games to 49 this season. According to the league, 10 teams have also closed their practice facilities due to an increase in cases. As of now, the season will resume on Monday. And breaking in Texas, where the first Omicron-related death has been reported in the United States, health officials in Houston say the man was somewhere between 50 and 60 years old. He's also unvaccinated. They added that he was previously sick with COVID-19 and had some underlying health conditions. The news comes as Omicron has officially become the dominant variant in the U.S. The CDC says 73% of cases last week were Omicron. For some context, before last week, the dominant cases were Delta. That has now very much changed across most of the country. And the pandemic, it's creating a problem at pharmacies. Some are seeing severe staff shortages. News 8's Lakin McGee spoke with the owner of a local drugstore all about it.
So here at Dr. Aziz Pharmacy, they were expected to get the children's Pfizer vaccine last night. Now, staff tell me here that they were thinking they were going to get about 400 doses. Now, I know that seems like a low number, but honestly, they believe that rollout is a good one because they say, or the vice president of the clinical services there says it's a good one because they're not sure how many parents are actually going to sign their children up to get vaccinated. Now, this vaccine is very similar to the one those 12 and older can receive.
This is a 2-shot series, so 21 days apart, so they'd get their initial vaccination, and then 21 days later they'd get their second, just like the adults have.
Here's the difference between the vaccine for ages 5 to 11 and 12 and up. For adults, the vaccine has to be stored in an ultra freezer. For ages 5 to 11, it can be put in a regular refrigerator, and the dosage is a third of the adult dose. Now, here at Dr. Aziz, they do accept walk-ins to get the vaccine. However, they suggest you check out their website, pick a time to let them know when you're going to come in to get the vaccine. That's just going to make it easier for you and them. Reporting here at Dr. Aziz Pharmacy, I'm Lakin McGee for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Indianapolis police say a man who hit and killed an 11-year-old boy knew what he did and still left the scene. News 8 Sierra Hignite explains why investigators say the driver should have never been behind the wheel.
John Killo Jr. was arrested Saturday for leaving the scene of an accident resulting in a death. The person he killed was 11-year-old Kyson Beatty while he was riding a blue 80cc motorcycle near Wicker Road and South Tibbs Avenue on December 11th. Court documents showed that Killo Jr. had no driver's license. He's described as a habitual traffic violator. While the prosecutor couldn't tell us exactly why his license was forfeited for life, they say it may be connected to a case that dates back to 1999 out of Hancock County. In 2004 and 2015, Killo Jr. was cited for driving after his license had been suspended for life. Investigators say that Killo Jr. was driving a tow truck east on Wicker Road when he hit Beatty, who was traveling south on South Tibbs Avenue. The passenger in the car with Killo Jr. at the time of the crash told police that he saw something blue streak towards the truck. The passenger said that Killo Jr. swerved hard to the right and heard a thump. Killo Jr. then said, "I think I hit somebody." The passenger then asked Killo Jr. what he was doing as they drove away, to which Killo Jr. responded he couldn't be caught driving the truck as he shifted gears to speed up. Killo Jr. later pulled off, parked the truck, and asked the passenger for a ride back to the shop. The passenger told police he did not know about Beatty until the day after the crash. The business owner recognized his company's vehicle on the news coverage and reached out to police. We called the business to ask the owner if he knew about Kilo Jr.'s driving history. We left a message and have not heard back. Police later located Kilo Jr., who told them where the truck was, and when they found the truck, it had scuff marks on the rear front tire and lug nuts that matched what was found at the scene of the crash. I'm Sierra Hignite for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
On Capitol Hill, the House committee investigating the January 6th riot has asked Pennsylvania Representative Scott Perry to sit down for an interview. This is the first known effort by the panel to request an interview with a sitting member of Congress. Investigators say Perry pushed the Justice Department to overturn the election and met with President Donald Trump ahead of the violent attack. It's not clear if Perry will cooperate at this point. And an attorney for a central Indiana man accused in the insurrection calls the chaos at the Capitol a coup attempt. iTeammate discovered the comment in a court filing for Israel Tutro. Tutro is set to be sentenced today on federal charges. He has pleaded guilty to 2 charges. In an effort to keep Tutro out of jail, his attorney says the insurrection was provoked by right-wing actors who used data mining and psychological manipulation. Prosecutors want him to serve 60 days in jail. Switching gears now in Colts Watch, a special roster reveal. Jonathan Taylor is one of the first players to find out he's in the Pro Bowl. Colts star led in NFL players this year's fan vote. Taylor is the first Indianapolis running back to be named in the Pro Bowl since Joseph Adai in 2007. Head coach Frank Reich says Taylor is setting a new standard for the team, a very high standard. The league has revealed a few of the roster selections, but most are still a secret. We'll find out the rest tomorrow night. Thanks for joining. Those are your top 8 stories in today's News 8 Daily 8 podcast. I'm Hannah Mordeau.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.